Hello everyone, I'm Rico Hizon, bringing you the good news on the global wellness revolution. Our changing lifestyles have made all of us proactive patients, seeking ways to feel healthier, look younger, and live longer. And this phenomenon propelled the wellness industry's growth to $1.3 trillion this year, giving birth to a sunshine industry called medical tourism.
Worldwide, medical tourism, where people fly to different parts of the world for quality but more affordable medical care, is a $2.6 billion industry. In 2012, it is expected to grow to $100 billion.
Cosmetic surgery, for instance, a strong magnet for medical tourists, is reported to grow into a $40 billion industry in 2013.
Here in Asia, countries like Thailand, India, and Malaysia are fast becoming the destinations of medical tourists from around the world. Even Singapore, Hong Kong, and South Korea are in the running for the top spot. But there is a newcomer that's set to become a serious competitor, the Philippines. This year alone, 600,000 medical travelers are expected to arrive in the country. And in 2015, the Philippines expects a $3 billion profit from medical tourism, with as much as 1 million foreign patients arriving annually. So how can the Philippines compete against its Asian neighbors? The Philippines is called the heart of Asia for its unique brand of healthcare.
The Philippines has everything that its Asian neighbors offer: affordability, beautiful tropical resorts, modern facilities, and quality medical care.
But its best asset by far is its people.
Filipinos are known for their distinct virtue of malasakit, a Filipino word which means a deep sense of concern for the sake of another. And this virtue is amplified in everything that the Filipino health or medical care practitioner does. And this is perhaps one of the reasons why Filipino healthcare professionals are most sought after overseas.
And rising in the Philippines Central Business District is an entirely new concept in health, wellness, and medicine. Allow me to introduce the first world-class outpatient techno-medical center in the Philippines, Centuria Medical Makati. Hello everyone, a pleasant day to all of you. It is indeed a privilege and an honor for me to speak to the man who is the driving force behind the creation of Centuria Medical Makati and a champion of medical tourism in the Philippines. He is no other than the chairman and CEO of Centuria Properties, Mr. Jose Antonio. Joey, nice to see you.
Hi, Rico.
I would like to find out from you, first and foremost, what is the concept behind Centuria Medical Makati?
Well, Centuria Medical Makati is a result of my travels abroad, and I thought that the Philippines can play a vital role in making our country a destination for medical tourism. Essentially, the Philippines is very well positioned to become a destination for medical tourism, considering that a lot of our doctors and nurses are exported abroad or are working abroad. I think the medical tourism industry is a sunrise industry, considering the fact that the Philippines only gets about 200,000 medical tourists a year. So we're putting Centuria, which will be a world-class facility outpatient medical center. We are starting a new era of medical care in the Philippines.
And what about doctors? Why would they want to practice at CMM?
First, we go to the patient. The patient actually right now has an alternative of going to the hospital because that's the only choice they have. As you see, the hospitals are very busy. And what we want to do is shorten this waiting time for these patients so that the experience can be a wonderful experience, a less taxing experience. Second, for the doctors, we would like them to focus on their practice and not on their administering their backroom. That's why we are implementing here, for example, electronic medical record keeping. We will try to make this project a digitalized or a digital center.
And what about GE Healthcare? How do they fit into this whole equation of Century Properties setting up CMM?
The reason, one of our business philosophy, as we've always done through all these decades of business, is that we use best practice. We tie up with the best architect, we tie up with the best equipment supplier. We believe that GE is the right partner to supply us with not only with the hardware but also the software and the technology and philosophy of running a medical arts building.
What would be the edge of Centuria Medical Makati over the other medical facilities in the country?
What is important here is that we communicate our product not only to the local market but for the international market. We'd like to communicate that the Philippines is ready to accept all of these medical tourists from all over the world.
Why should patients and medical tourists choose CMM over the competition?
Well, we'd like to give the medical tourists efficient, quick turnaround, good experience for medical treatment for 1 or 2 days, and they can spend 5 days in the beach.
What about the cost? That is very important to any patient.
Right now, our biggest selling point is actually we are 70% cheaper to be treated here in the Philippines than abroad.
And it's not only that. It's not only the cost, Joey, but the tender, loving care of the Filipino healthcare worker. The so-called malasakit is also very important to every patient and to any medical tourist.
Exactly, because of our nature to take care of our people and our patients and our customers and clients. And in your term, it's malasakit. That particular tender, loving care will always be there.
Your final word on CMM.
Centuria Medical Makati will be a one-stop outpatient techno-medical center located at the heart of Makati in a development called Century City, which is a master planned community, which is a mixed-use community where we'll have retail, residential, and now a medical facility. So we will provide excellent patient care, and for the doctors, it's a one-of-a-kind opportunity to own your own asset. Because the career of a doctor, Rico, relies to a big extent on where he practices, where his clinic is located. So we're offering this area of Makati to be his headquarters. Century Properties is happy to contribute its share to building a new Philippines.
Indeed, Mr. Antonio, everyone is excited about this project, Centuria Medical Makati. It will definitely be a big boost to the medical tourism industry in the Philippines. Congratulations, and we're looking forward to Centuria Medical Makati right here at Century City in Makati. And on that note, we would like to thank our guest, Mr. Jose Antonio, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Century Properties in the Philippines. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Rico Hizon.